It was very scary. What did we just do?
She was scared. I was.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We're going on a hike today.
Yep, and the hike we were supposed to go on, people are starting to say in the comments as of 2 days ago that it's kind of underwater. So there's another hike that goes off from the same trailhead. So there's a chance that we might still be able to see the original one. The original one is something neat. We're not going to tell you about it because we might be able to show you.
And if we make it through the trail, because you know, sometimes he needs help.
I'm not that pitiful.
We're gonna go to downtown area, and there's like a neat thing we want to show y'all downtown.
It's a total surprise, so I can't wait for you to see it. I can't wait for us to see it.
Also, we're on the hunt for quarters. Can you believe that? Y'all, while we're waiting on Matthew, we had a rainstorm the other night come through. Look at our poor RV. Look at the slide. Mud splattered on it. This side, not so bad. It looks horrible. The RV park we're going to, I wish they'd let us wash our RV, but they said we can hire a company to wash it, and I'm not sure how much that is. We honestly might look into it, but we don't like anybody else on our roof but us because we have solar panels and all kinds of stuff that we would just rather wash the roof. So maybe if they're just willing to come wash the sides, I don't know. That still might be too expensive, but we really do appreciate the RV parks that let us wash the rig. And this rig has not been washed since Idaho Falls, y'all. And that was like back in September, October. Wow. This is a Sarah Park trailhead, y'all. What is that thing, Matthew?
What is what thing?
This green thing. What is this?
Well, that's an air pump for your tires.
Oh, never seen that before.
Yeah, like a bicycle fix-it station. If you're hiking in Lake Havasu and you're going by like Sarah's Park, you're gonna need all trails because as you can see, there are tons of trails around here that intersect into certain points, so don't go without a map. All right, now we are on the proper trail.
Famous last words.
Hey, I don't get us lost.
Hint, hint. If you know who we're talking about, leave us a comment.
I'm not throwing shade, brother, but I'm not going to get us lost. That's all I can say.
Famous last words.
Challenge accepted.
All right, y'all, look at this. Came over our first peak.
If this ain't Western, I don't know what is.
Our first hill, y'all. This is Lake Havasu. It's definitely a different part of the desert we've never seen before. It's really pretty. What do you think?
It looks like something out of an old spaghetti western, you know? You expect to see John Wayne coming right up on a horse or something, or Zorro or something.
Zorro. Here goes Matthew, leading us through the trail. And we're going, this is what, Pilot Rock? That's the one we decided on?
Yeah, we're doing Pilot Rock, and then we might veer off to do our original trail if it's not too wet.
Okay. Y'all, look at these rock formations. So neat. I like hiking in this area. It's really neat. I like all the different characteristics of the landscape. Oh boy. This way? Oh, this way?
Other left. Are y'all like Sean? Right now, raise your left hand. Some of you got that wrong.
And I'm the navigator, y'all, but hey, I get us where we need to go.
All right, she got it.
That wasn't graceful at all. Like Matthew said, y'all, definitely follow an All Trails app because they have so many trails that just split off from this. It's like a spider web of trails, right, Matthew?
It really is.
All right, y'all, we're coming up to... Oh, look at that. It looks like a cave in there. You could crawl up under.
Watch out for this. This will grab your hoodie.
Okay. We don't want it to grab our hoodie, y'all. Let's see if I can get squeezed by. Here we go. Ooh.
And if you eat your Wheaties, boys and girls, you too could lift this over your head.
How many CrossFitters do we have in our audience that could roll that?
That would be the ultimate CrossFit challenge. How many people does it take to lift this bad boy up?
Right.
And not break your spine.
Eat your Wheaties. Maybe you could roll it.
All right, y'all. Here's our view as we go up. And now, in total transparency, we did not get lost. N-O-T not. However, our handy dandy All Trails took a nap. I was looking at it. Y'all probably can't see this, but it told us the miles we've gone, the elevation, and all of that. But the map disappeared. It literally disappeared. And I had downloaded this for offline use. I don't know what the heck's going on. Rebooted my phone and everything, and finally it came back up. So what I tell you, we'll get lost if we keep going without a map. So, because there are so many trails out here, it's insane.
So what we took from this is always make sure you download the All Trail maps because you never know when you're going to lose internet, which I don't think we get it out here.
Nope.
But number two, a lot of times the trailhead will have a map. Take a physical picture of that because that could also help you. Like if we couldn't get All Trails back up because it just wanted to glitch out for the rest of the day, Matthew did take a picture of the trailhead map.
Yeah, and that's not ideal, but like Sean said, if you need that, you need it. It's better than getting lost out here because we are not in a populated area.
No, not many people on the trail we took. That's us, y'all. We always, when we try to boondock, we try to go as far off as our fifth wheel will let us. And I guess when we hike, we don't take the popular trails most of the time.
Yeah, because we don't care for bumper to bumper. And we've done that.
Right.
All right, y'all. That's the trail that we've been on. But look at this. I mean, I know there are other people out here, but can you see them? No. Look at the scenery. I really hope this shows up on y'all's TV. Because according to our analytics, most of y'all watch this on a TV. So what do you think in a big screen? Is this beautiful or what? Tell us in the comments.
Y'all, you see the lake.
Yep. It's a cloudy day and it's still a pretty color. Look at that.
Pretty. Y'all, you want me to show you how Matthew walks down the trail? All right, here he goes. I'm in charge.
That's how she hikes. Look at this, y'all. This is so neat. And it has a little cove down there. Oh, there's more than one picnic table too. They have a grill. Look at that, y'all.
Are those ducks?
I think so. All right, y'all. This is our nice lunch spot. This is the rock, Pilot Rock. And I guess if I was really super adventurous, we could make it up there, but it's not terribly safe. So we'll just enjoy the view from down here. This is a very nice view. There's Sean.
The water is still an emerald color, even with the sun not out.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that or not from your vantage point on television, but this does look kind of emerald green.
Yeah, and we've seen this a couple of times besides the Pensacola area. We've seen it in, Navarre, but we've seen it in Goshen, Indiana by Fiddler Pond.
Yep.
And then we saw it up in the Pinedale area, one of our favorite hikes.
Oh, yeah.
Pinedale. Oh, and then like the Flaming Gorge, the very tip of Flaming Gorge up in Utah, the water was this color.
Just as what comes up must go down, what goes out must go back. So we're headed back.
Right. right, y'all, we're done with the trail and we're in the truck, so the truck was here.
All right, we did an elevation gain of 830 feet, so not a lot, but better than a flat ground.
Right.
And 7.83 miles, which is funny because all trails, as you know, is not perfect. And we followed all trails to the best of our ability, but in the end of the day, they were off. It was 6-point-something miles, supposedly, and we went almost 8. 1,772 calories, so I guess we get a good supper.
Yay!
Overall, what do you think about the trail?
I enjoyed it. Besides, you know, just trying to figure out where to go in there, but the lake at the end of it was worth it.
Yeah.
And we were also wanting to do Sarah's Crack, but we had heard a couple of days ago it's flooded in there, so we didn't attempt to try that.
And we also want to go somewhere else exciting, and we'll run out of daylight if we did Sarah's Crack.
Yeah, we want to show y'all where we're going next.
Yep, so let's get.
All right, y'all, we're at a car wash, and Matthew's getting us some quarters, and when he comes back, maybe he'll tell you why we're getting quarters, and it's not laundry related. So are you gonna tell the peeps why you got quarters and I got you a bag to put them in?
Because a lot of the self-serving water stations take quarters. So if you have quarters, then you're not limited to where you can get water. And we like the self-serving ones for like mid-trip when we're like a week and a quarter in and we need some more water, we just fill up our blue cans. So.
And the reason we had to get change here is because the water station that we saw didn't have a change machine.
Nope. So, and the next time we go do laundry, y'all, laundry rooms are famous for having change machines because you take their quarters and put it right back in the machine. So get a little extra change the next time you go to a laundromat. We're somewhere foreign.
Yeah. We are in London.
Or at least we're on the London Bridge, or we will be in about 30 feet.
This is the London Bridge, y'all. And what was the story with the London Bridge?
A long time ago, they bought it and they shipped it over here. That's literally all I know. So this is us, y'all, on the London Bridge in Arizona.
Lake Havasu.
Did you ever think you'd be on the London Bridge in Arizona?
No.
And look at down here. So you got your typical beachfront properties, paddle boat. That'd be fun.
We need to make our way down there because I see souvenir shop because I want to get a London
Village
Bridge.
Gifts and Souvenirs. Yeah, Sean needs what? A magnet? And
yes. You
got your t-shirt.
Right, I want a magnet. All right, y'all, this is the one side of the bridge. Look at the side of it. Look how cool it is with the water in the background.
Can you imagine them taking this apart brick by brick, stone by stone?
Amazing. This is so cool, y'all. Love exploring this area. Lake Havasu, Arizona, aka London. Alright, y'all, we're walking under the London Bridge.
And we're being serenaded.
Yeah, by what is it, a saxophonist? Did I get that right?
I think so.
Okay, thoughts on the London Bridge?
It was worth seeing. It was fun to walk across, and it just looks different than anything else in the area because it is. But we saw it. We were here. Glad we saw it. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm glad we saw it. The water, the contrast of the water made it really neat and pretty. We got pretty pictures and reels and videos and stuff. We hope it comes across pretty on the camera. So now it's early. We're just going to eat an early supper and head back to the RV. So I think we're going to try to hit up a Dairy Queen so I can get some ice cream and a burger or something. Good morning from Lake Havasu.
Morning.
So one of the reasons we came to Lake Havasu is because they had a Ford dealership and it was time for our, is it 30,000 mile?
Can you believe it? 30,000 mile service.
Wow.
And it gets pretty decent reviews, and that's important because you think, all right, it's just a basic service, but the last time we got our service, our 20,000 mile service, they had a trainee. I know everybody's new at one point, but I don't want new people working on this truck. Sorry, but they did, and they screwed up something that they shouldn't have even been touching in the first place, so a senior technician had to come in and fix it and blah, blah, blah. So hopefully this time it's just an oil change, nothing fancy.
Just try to read reviews and stuff like that, and but sometimes even that, you know, you just try to do the best you can.
Yep.
We are done with the oil change.
And no drama. It was just a routine oil change. It didn't take, what they said, about an hour and a half, and it took about an hour and a half.
And they
really
did
pleased.
And they did a recall.
Yeah. And I have to say about this place, when we were in the waiting room, there was another guy who had thought he had some fluids leaking, maybe brake fluid was leaking or oil leaking, and so I heard him talking to the service tech, and they said, you know, we put some dye in the fluids and we checked everything, and I see a little residue, but I don't see a major leak. I don't see anything leaking. I don't want to have you replace stuff that doesn't need to be done. And I have to say, overhearing that did me a lot of good, because you don't hear that all the time from mechanics. Hey, everything seems to not be bad. You don't need to spend money with us.
Yeah, so we would highly recommend the Bradley Ford in Lake Havasu if y'all are in the area. Today is our 2-year nomad anniversary, and what does that mean?
That means we've been homeless for 2 years. No, I'm just kidding. That means, surprise! We've been living on the road for 2 years, bringing our home with us, and it was a dream of ours and a prayer of ours for 4 years, so we have hopefully many more to go.
Yes, and that's March 22nd is the day that we officially went on the road full time. Our first day was at Lazy Days in Tampa, Florida.
So what were we doing at this point 2 years ago?
We were probably moving into the RV. They got us a nice little spot by these gorgeous live oak trees.
They looked nice, but if you go back and watch our video, they were not nice.
Yeah, if y'all watch the video, we actually filmed us moving the stuff into the RV. Matthew had it fast forward. It's like a cartoon. We kept going up and down the steps, bringing all the stuff into the RV. And we had like 2 or 3 days at that point to get everything to where the slides could go in and it could move down the road, because Lazy Days were like, you can only stay so long and then you have to, you know,
get out.
Kind of like push you out of the bird's nest. Like they were like the mama bird, and they're like, all right, it's time to go.
But speaking of birds, the not nice thing about it, I mentioned it was not nice, was because there were hundreds of caterpillars that were just falling from the trees like rain on everything. They're harmless, but you don't want green caterpillars crawling all over everything. So it was a blessed experience, but it was kind of aggravating with all the creepy crawlies.
Yeah, so we have learned so much, y'all, from being 2 years on the road. It was very scary that first day. We were new to everything.
She was scared. I was maybe a little bit nervous.
I'm like, what did we just do? Because you want to do it and you're all excited, and then you move in and your first night you're like, oh no. And we didn't have hookups either. I think Lazy Day provided you with maybe electric, but you didn't get water. Like they already filled your tank, but you weren't hooked up to a water supply or sewer, so that was my other fear. I'm like, is it safe to use the toilet? We didn't know how, like if you washed your hands, how quickly does the tanks fill up? How quickly, you know, does the black tank fill up? So
we had partial hookups was our very first thing. I never even thought about that. Yeah, we had electric and nothing else.
So I think that made me a little nervous. And then it was, you know, Matthew, not me, had to tow for the first time, and I had to back him in for the first time. So it was all the first.
Yeah, we went practicing driving in loops around the parking lot.
And now we have 2 years under our belt. But leave us a comment below and let us know, where were you your very first day that you went into the full-time RV life, or your very first time getting an RV? What was that like? Did the dealership let you stay at their property, etc., etc.?
Yeah, how did you feel? How did you do? How did it go? The drive to and from Lake Havasu when you're coming from Quartzsite is amazing. It's a really stunning view. That road trip, even once you get here, you're like, man, I just drove from Quartzsite to here. Drive back, just at least to Parker, or at least to Parker Dam, which is a tiny community before Parker. Do that drive. That's a pro. That's an amazing drive. And another pro which comes to mind is they have these awesome people at the scenic overlooks. They will have trash bins, and I don't mean a little trash bin like for your dog waste. I mean big motherlode type trash bins. So they really do take care of boondockers in that regard.
Yeah, and another pro obviously is it's much cheaper to afford to stay in Lake Havasu when you can boondock for free, because them RV parks, they're resorts. They're all classified as resorts, and they're very expensive and they're very hard to get into. They do have 2 or 3 state parks. I'm not sure the exact number, but those stay booked up. In fact, you called one and the lady's like, you need to book a year in advance.
Yeah,
so
that's what she said.
one of the pros of boondocking is you can come to the Lake Havasu area, and we found a great area that's not crowded, which is the steps. So that was another huge pro.
And another pro about the steps is if you're like us and you like to just explore in the wild blue yonder, this place isn't just, yeah, a lot of places have hills, but this is unique, y'all. You've seen our footage by now, so you've seen it.
One of the cons is it's very busy with side-by-sides. Another reason I preference that as a con is because it can get very noisy just when they drive by and they produce a lot of dust. But the pro of that is they go way out, and then they're not like constantly driving back and forth like they were at Imperial Dam. But here they go out, they stay out all day, and then they come back. You just have to deal with a little bit of negativity with that.
In the morning and the late afternoon.
In the morning and the evening.
I have a pro and a con, and it's about this area here, the steps. Now, this is not BLM, y'all. This is state trust land, Arizona state trust land. So the con is you have to pay for a $20 permit. But the pro is that means what we've found, at least right now, what month are we in? March?
Yes.
Mid-March, so late March. The other boondocking spots are wildly busy. This one is not that busy. Now I'm looking around and I see several rigs here, but we're not smashed in together. So the fact that you need a separate permit is kind of a good thing, because that enables you to have more space, more elbow room, because most people won't pay that. So pro and a con.
And one of the cons is we're not positive, but it doesn't look like we haven't seen anybody police the area. We've seen an RV dumped here. Like, no one's been in it the whole 2 weeks we've been here. It's closed up and everything. And then it seems like there are some really pretty spots, because the higher up you go, you get to see more of the lake. But it doesn't look like those people vacate those spots. They've been here before we got here, and they're still here as we're leaving. So, and I think this is a pro and a con. I know y'all want to know about the internet, right? Because a lot of us need internet to work. We don't have Starlink, so we can't tell you how Starlink works. We did see some people with it. We didn't get a chance to talk to them. But T-Mobile was non-existent at the steps. But I do think it works in Lake Havasu, because I think we tried it when we were in Lake Havasu. AT&T was the best here at the steps, and Verizon worked during the day, but at night when everybody wants to watch TV, it went down. It was unusable, and we had to get on our AT&T hotspot.
Between it all, we eked it out, and we're able to work the whole time, and the internet stress was a worthwhile price to pay for this amazing place.
And I think the scariest thing, this was our first time, because like we told you, the RV parks, you can't even though they're expensive, we were willing to pay it for a night or two, because we like to drop trailer and explore. It was very nerve-wracking coming into a boondocking spot right off the bat, but we saw from satellite that this area was pretty open to pull the trailer into. But because of all the rain, it's starting to erode. So the road to get in here wasn't very fun to go on, but as long as you go slow, we were okay, and we're gonna have to go really slow to leave here. But that was probably the scariest part because we didn't get to scope it out before we brought our home into here.
But we're really looking forward to our next place, and we're not just saying that, y'all. We have multiple reasons to look forward to our next location. So we can't tell you yet, but if you stick around, we'll share it with you.